BookTube, it's Louise, the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Just sorting myself out. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day, wherever it is you are and whatever it is you're doing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my little part of the internet, where I sit in front of these shelves and tell you about books. Tell you about books that I have read. I'm not going to do that today. Tell you about books that I have bought. I'm going to do that today. And tell you about other books that I have in the house. And I'm going to mention a couple as well. So hello, how are you? Welcome back to Wednesday Reads, where we're going to talk about new books. So you can tell by the thumbnail that some new books have come into the house. More books that are coming into the house than leaving the house at the moment. Is that a bad thing? It's kind of the equilibrium has been affected one way more than the other. But I suppose we did do a yard sale. The village did a yard sale. I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago, and I did get rid of a lot of books then. So maybe it's not too bad that I have some coming in to the house. Quick update. Weather. It's been warm enough for things to dry on the line. The husband has been a marvel, put things out on the line, they have dried, he's brought them back in and put them away. Yeah, that's how the system works. It's great. Today he had to rush them in, and I'll be putting them away because it is just starting to rain, I think. It's so grey out there. It's like really like, weather. Temperature wise, I think it's a bit chilly, but apparently it is the seasonal norm, but it just feels a bit cold, and everybody is fed up with the rain. Everybody that I talk about is like, can we just have some sun? We're just all desperate for the light. I think we just need the light, and you get a sunny evening and it's just so different. But yeah, it's a bit rubbish at the moment, but it will be sunny and lovely, and then it'll be too hot. That's the way it goes. The lad, thank you very much for all the well wishes on the boy. He is feeling much better. It is the Easter holidays. He is feeling better. I'm not saying there is a direct correlation to that, because I don't think he was well enough to go back to work. Send him out to work. I don't think he was well enough to go back to school. However, he is much better now, and he went off to Cambridge today with pals, and my nerdy boy, he went into Cambridge and bought manga from Forbidden Planet. How brilliant is that? That's what you wish your 15-year-old boy, if he's not sporty, you just want him to go and hang out with mates and buy manga. And they all bought manga. So it wasn't just like he was the odd one out. No, they all had money and they all went and bought manga. And they wandered about. It sounds like they did a good lot of wandering. And then they went to Waterstones. What a lad. Which is a chain bookshop. And he bought more manga. And then he went to Popeyes, which is an American chain, I believe, but it's actually got Popeyes in Cambridge. I don't think it's been open very long. And he went there and they had food, and it was brilliant, apparently. And he was so excited. He was like telling me all of it in the car, showing me the manga as I was driving. It was brilliant. So he's great. So that's good. And he might be going out to a mate's house tonight, which is really what you want. You want him to go out and just talk rubbish with his friends. So yes, that's it. Let's talk about some books now, friends. This is what we do here. I'm going to show you some books. I'm going to show you some books that came into the house through various means. This is the first one I'm going to show you. This is Richard Fortey, A Curious Boy, The Making of a Scientist. It's a memoir by Richard Fortey, where he offers an unforgettable portrait of how restless curiosity about the natural world led him to become a leading scientist and writer. So let me read a little bit about Richard Fortey. I had seen his books previously. I'm aware of him. I've seen him on television. He's a naturalist, not a naturist. I mean, he could be a naturist. That's where they wear no clothes. But whenever I've seen him on the telly, he's always been clothed, which is good for both of us. So Richard Fortey spent his working life in paleontology, his working life in paleontology at the Natural History Museum, specialising in trilobites and becoming a world expert. He was elected president of the Geographical Society of London in its bicentennial year of 2007, and is a fellow of the Royal Society and of the Royal Society of Literature. So he's written quite a few books, which I have been aware of. I've heard he's a really good writer and really enjoyable to read. And I like kind of nature books. I like nature books when they're really specific about something and they really go into detail about it, because I love the author's passion about it. I can kind of surf and get energized by their passion and thrill of a subject. When they get excited about it, then it kind of bleeds into you and you kind of get kind of an energetic wash from that, and I love that. And I like it when it's specific, and he has got like this amazing knowledge, and it sounds like natural curiosity, and that's going to be fascinating to read about. And I gather he's a good writer, so he should be able to communicate that to the reader. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And you become, after reading it, just a tiny bit more knowledgeable on the subject. I mean, tiny bit, because it's obviously, these are subjects that he's studied for years and years, but maybe there's a part of me that will just understand a little bit more after reading this book. So yeah, I'm excited for that, very glad. That came into my possession when I was buying books for somebody else. I don't know how that happens. I don't know what led me to I just saw it and thought, I'm having that. I didn't have any other thought. I literally just went, I'm having that. I've heard of that book. I like the cut of its jib. That book is coming home for me. So I was actually buying this book when I picked up that book. And this isn't an entirely serious book. So this is for the lad whose birthday it is next week. He will be 15. This is not for a 15-year-old. This is for a younger scientist kind of boy. But he likes anything about the periodic table because he's a kind of science nerd as well. But we're just kind of a nerdy, geeky family. What can I say? I would have loved this book. In fact, I do love this book. So it's not an entirely serious book. It is not an entirely serious book. And I will say to him, this is not an entirely serious book. But I think this will be a fun book to have when you're kind of studying for GCSEs, which he's doing. Because it kind of tells you all about the periodic table. I think he can quote the periodic table. He's that kind of lad. You know, you've met those lads that hopefully do well in the future. But it has, even though it is for younger readers and younger scientists, there will be some facts in here which perhaps, if they're written out in this format, in this kind of playful format, you might pick up some stuff and it might stick in your head just that little bit better. So yeah, so that's what I bought him. It's not a serious book, but I think it might be a fun book to have in your armoury when you're studying for his exams. These are actually more serious ones, which I've taken up the top of the bookcase, and I'm actually going to take up to him. And this is everything you need to ace chemistry in one big fat notebook, and everything you need to ace biology in one big fat notebook. They also do computer science and coding, and I think they do a few others as well. They're published by Workman Publishing. but they look great, and I would have just loved this as a revision guide and something to help me just answer those questions and get those kind of get a decent explanation of stuff. And then it's got all this check your knowledge stuff, and I think this is what the boy needs, because he's got to start doing some revision, and I think this will be a good thing. And it's got the check your answers on the page behind, so hopefully this will help, and this will help him with his studies. So I'm going to actually take these upstairs after I finish recording and say to him, look, I've got these, put them on your desk, and I'll show him the kind of the quizzes, because I think that's what he needs at the moment. He needs something to start him revising, because it would make a difference if he actually revised. What can I say? As it's his birthday, I bought him, I normally buy him this at Christmas, but I thought I'm going to get him one for his birthday as well. And this is in the Death Note Black Edition series. I got him book 1 and book 2 over the last 2 Christmases. He really loves it. And one night when he couldn't sleep and he got a bit kind of anxious and a bit, you know, that feeling in the middle of the night where you're not really making sense of the world and everything's overwhelming. And I chatted to him for a while, and then I said, why don't you get a book and just have a little read? And then he actually picked up the Death Note series because he loves his manga, and I thought you could probably do with a new one. So these are bind-ups, so they actually include 2 editions in this one bind-up of 2 books. Lovely black sprayed pages. And this is it. This is Death Note. I'll show you the style of manga. But yeah, so I got him that. Put that there. So that's one of his gifts for his birthday. That is never going to stay up there. No, okay, I'll put it over there. Put it over there. So he'll be pleased with that. And then the next and last 3 books were gifts, loans. Well, they're kind of gifts because she never wants them back, from my mother-in-law. So if you remember previously, my mother-in-law gave me the Peter May book, which I still haven't read. Still haven't finished it. But she's given me 3 more because my mother-in-law's love language is books. So she had sent these with the husband. And I haven't read any of them. They're all thrillers. I suspect they're probably in a series. I don't think this one's in a series. Let's have a look. So, The Last House on the Street by Diane Chamberlain. My heart was in my mouth while I raced through it. You have to read this one, says Claire McIntosh. I don't know who Claire McIntosh is. She's a writer as well, isn't she? Powerful. She also says that. Kathy Kelly says it's page turning. High praise indeed. A street where someone is always watching. 2020, and that's set in 2 periods. Okay, 2020, grieving widow Carla Carter moves into a beautiful home her and her husband designed, along with their young daughter. But when disturbing things begin to happen, it is clear someone is sending her a warning. Who is trying to frighten her and why? And then 1965. Woo! So yes, that's The Last House on the Street. I don't know if that's speaking to me at the moment. Then we have Karin Slaughter. I think she got this from Tesco's. A small town hides a big secret. Girl forgotten. Who killed Emily Vaughan? Do you know? A girl with a secret, a murder that remains a mystery, a final chance to uncover a killer. Now, that sounds great. I think this is a standalone from Karin, I think so. I'm thinking it is. This is in 2 periods as well. A girl with a secret, I'm sensing a trend. A Girl with a Secret, Longbill Beach, 1982. Emily Vaughan gets ready for a prom night, the highlight of any high school experience, but Emily has a secret, and by the end of the evening she will be dead. Gosh. A Murder That Remains a Mystery. 40 years later, Emily's murder remains unsolved, and I'm not going to read any more of that because that could give me some spoilers. But there we go. Girl Forgotten. Who Killed Emily Vaughan? So that sounds interesting. So yeah, I could have a go with that. That sounds more my cup of tea. And then this one, I am very intrigued because it mentions two fictional detectives or fictional sleuths that I enjoy. Galloway now seems as real as marble and morse. So this is Elly Griffiths' The Last Remains, a Dr. Ruth Galloway mystery. I am sure I have had... If I've not read The Crossing Places, which is the first one, I've at least been given it. That's ringing such loud bell that maybe I started it. Can you not do that? So I've got a cat attacking the... Would you like to come up and speak to the people watching? No, he says I wouldn't. Come on up. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up? No, okay. Clean your feet instead. Go on, go up. This is... Oh no. Darn it. This is Indy, and he's being rambunctious. I'm going to have to get him. I'm going to have to show you my beloved Indy. Come on, sweetie. No. Alas, I return alone. I return without a cat. He ran out of the room going, like that. Fooled her again. So, yes, The Crossing Places, which is the first one, is ringing an enormous bell. I don't think I've got it. I'm sure I've not got it. Have I read it? If I have read it, it was a long time ago. But yes, this is in the series, and there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 previous books. This is the latest hardback. Can I ask, if you have read any Elly Griffiths, The Last Remains, is it okay to read this without having read the previous books in the series, or will I be giving myself cracking spoilers? Would you answer that question? That would be great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, there we go. It's both hopefully enjoyable and also a request for some work on your behalf. You're not here to enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you are here to enjoy yourselves. So I'll show you the new books. I won't show you the chemistry and biology study guides again because, you know, you don't need to see those. To lift the flap periodic table. What's not to like? So here we are. Here's the obligatory stack. Colourful. Look at that. Ooh, interesting. There is quite a selection there, isn't there? Yeah. Bit of something for everything, for everyone there. There we go. There we go, friends. That's all I've got for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this little haul. And yeah, let's do this again. This has been lovely, BookTube. Let's do this again.